Doing my daily live. I normally do it early in the morning, but I didn't do it this time. Just like yesterday, I didn't do it until in the evening, which I'm actually glad that I didn't do it until the evening because of everything that happened, which if you are to see the video from yesterday, let me see what time it is. Okay, so the video from yesterday is actually going to post in 2 minutes. So you'll be able to see the video so that you'll be able to see what I'm talking about in regards to everything that went down yesterday. What's crazy is, y'all, after that video, I actually continued on with the video probably for like another 45 minutes, right, to 50 minutes. And do you not know that that video did not pop up, or that part of the video did not pop up? So I'm like, I did all that talking for nothing, and I had a lot of profound stuff that I was saying in that segment. So that's crazy. But anyway, so if you would like to know where I'm going or what I'm doing, I'm actually headed to vote. I hope everybody is voting. Congrats to the ones who have voted. So I'm looking forward to getting my vote in so that I can go on back. What's crazy is I wanted to show y'all some of the lawns I was talking about from previous videos, but I ended up in a neighborhood where the lawns are actually nice. So when I come back, I'll make sure I go to those spots where I was talking about, where I was like, you know, it's no HOA around here, child. Because if it was, these lawns would not be looking like this, right? So, damn, that's a big mountain. Sheesh. Look, y'all. That big behind mountain. That's a big behind mountain. But anyway, it's a huge mountain. It's huge. I wonder if people hike up there. Anyway, so on my way to vote, just got off work. I guess after last night, some folks probably would have, thought that today's day at work would have been kind of cray-cray. But, it wasn't like a full day of work or anything like that. So it was all right. I mean, my schedule changed. My schedule changed. Hey, y'all. I have a question. If your schedule changes, or if your manager changes your schedule, do they not have to give you a reason of why they changed your schedule? Because I asked, I was like, well, why is it changing? And I was just told I don't have to tell you why it's changing. I don't have to give you a reason. I'm just telling you it is, right? And I was like, oh. And I was like, well, damn, you ain't even asked me if, but then he sent a formal email afterwards or whatever. That was very nice and all that good stuff.
Turn left onto North Los Vientos Drive.
I was told that he didn't have to tell me, why my schedule was changing. He just telling me that it is. Is that true? Oh, look at the bunnies. It's like 3 of them. Is that true? I was wondering. Okay. Yes, this is where I have to go. Yeah, I think this is where I have to go. Okay. So anyway, but anywho, I was just wondering about that, because, it's always good to get a second opinion. You never go by, one person's opinion. That doesn't make sense. So I was just curious, because if my schedules were ever changed in the past, I believe the manager, they ask me, they just like, can you do this or can you do that or whatever. They don't usually just tell me, other managers and stuff, they don't usually just tell me that my schedule is changing. But so that's why I was asking, because it was new. Well, not from this place, but from other places it was different. But anyway, Anywho, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I can see your comment. Who am I going to vote for? I'm not saying. Maybe I'll say after I vote. Maybe. Because if you've been looking at my previous videos, you know that I've been kind of on the fence. I was like all for Trump. And then when Biden dropped out and Kamala got in, then I was like, okay, well, let's see what she's about. It might be a little better. And I found myself still on the fence. So I kind of know. So when I get there, I guess my fingers will do the talking like my legs are doing the walking right now. These are beautiful neighborhoods, y'all. Like beautiful neighborhoods. You know what I noticed, y'all? So I normally don't walk through these neighborhoods. Like, well, I usually walk through like a main neighborhood. I usually don't like swoop in and out of different streets and stuff like I'm doing now. But everyone, except for one person who I've come in contact with on this walk, you know how when you pass by someone or you kind of look up and see the person, you smile or you say hi. I mean, that's what I do. Hi, oh, hello, smile or whatever. And every time I did it, I got the nastiest looks. Like I just got the nastiest, it was either a frown or it was an eye roll or, they just looked really miserable. And I was like, God, like, I know I wasn't born in the South, like South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, how they say Southern hospitality. I wasn't born in the South, but I have really strong roots in the South with my mom's side of the family, right? And so I grew up learning Southern hospitality from my grandma, my mom, folks in your family. They're from the South because my grandma's straight from South Carolina, okay? And so I grew up learning Southern hospitality. So whenever I see someone, there go a Kamala flag on the porch. All right, somebody out here for Kamala. So to encounter so many people on my walk, like I said, I never walked through these neighborhoods like that, but to encounter so many people on my walk and to have them like frown at me, snarl at me, like, and look, or just look downright miserable, you gotta wonder, what the hell be going on around here? Like, why? What is it about this area that people are so angry for? Like, why are you so angry? Like, I know that people can have a bad day, and I know that life isn't always butterflies and rainbows, as I say it, right? I know that. There's always challenges. There's always obstacles. And I'm testament to that because I go through it all the time, right? I'm going through it right now, right? Where I was literally kicked out of the place that I've been living for an entire year, right? And I'm pretty sure, I'm not going to speak on the job situation, but, I understand that I'm not wanted where I am, put it like that. So, and believe me, I would totally leave if I had better backing to be able to do it. I totally would. Because I always say I'm never one to stay where I'm not wanted. I'm never one to stay where I'm not liked. The guests like me, and you know, people I come in contact with, people around me like me, except for the authority figures. Okay, so we'll say that. but but you know, like I said in my previous video, that only came up about because I was speaking up and using my voice about the issues or whatever in the workplace. But so like I totally get why, you know, they're like, oh, I hate her. I just want her to get out of here, you know. But 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 back from that point, I'm really trying to understand, why are people so miserable around here? Like, look at this area, y'all. Oh, can you see the light blinding it? Like, look. I mean, there are mountains, there are beautiful trees, there are palm trees. There's like you know, it's quiet, it's beautiful, it's peaceful. The wind is blowing. Like, honestly, like if I lived in a neighborhood like this, like I said, I think I would be pretty happy. But like I said, I understand people have bad days. But like encountering everyone that I encountered on the walk that just looked at me and frowned or rolled their eyes, or you know, or they're just walking by me and they just look really angry. And it was one person that I encountered because I was asking her for directions, and she appeared nice or whatever, like she smiled and all that stuff. But you know, you don't even have to smile. I think it's just the energy you give off. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, the energy you're giving off, right? So I don't know, but it seems like a lot of people are angry. Where I work, people seem angry. I'm not saying like everybody, but people are miserable and they're not happy, and it shows, you know, and it shows, you know. You know, I think I'm beginning to understand why people always think that I'm okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm really starting to get why people look at me and they think I have it all together. My life is all together and I have all the answers. And, you know, because, and I think it's because I don't allow what's happening to me to deter me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't allow what's happening to me to make me so miserable that I give that energy off to somebody else. You know, like like somebody's trying to make me enraged, and then somebody comes up to me and say hi, and I'm like, get the fuck out my face. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do that. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's some people who will allow what's happening to them to make them so angry that they give that energy off to the next person. And I'm just not like that. And and I even think that there are some people that purposely try to push my buttons to see what button works to be able to set me off, right? And I also think that some people purposely try to see if they can set me off so that they have a reason to say, oh, look at her, or oh, I told you she was this way, or oh my God, call the cops, or oh, you know what I mean? I mean, because mind you, the cops was called to me last night, and how I was last night is exactly how I am right now. My demeanor, my tone, which y'all can see because it's on video. It just, I just published it a few minutes ago. So, and that's the whole situation with the cops and everything. But yeah, so, I think I get why people feel like I don't have any problems. And that's like, on the contrary, I actually have a lot of problems. Like, just because everybody has problems, right? Everybody goes through shit. Right? I'm trying to tell you. Everybody goes through shit. Just because I'm reacting to the shit differently than how a lot of people would react to it doesn't mean that I'm not going through it. You know what I mean? I don't know. But a lot of people seem angry around here, around these parts. And
Turn right onto Burchard Road.
Oh, okay. And I really wonder why. Well, let me not do that. Let me formally cross or whatever. I really wonder why. Like from adults to teenagers, like it's different age groups I'm talking about that I've been running into on my walk, and they all have the same expression. Like they just can't stand life. Like the world is caving in on them. I don't know. And sometimes I think people need a reality check, you know what I mean? Sometimes I think that people need like a wake-up call, because if they had one, they would be able to truly, oh, I should be over there. If they had one, they would be able to truly, oh, let me cross over here. Oh, let me go back this way, y'all. Because if they had one, a wake-up call, they would truly understand that the issues that they have aren't as bad as some people's issues. And that's how I view life, right? That's how I view life. I'm like, I know that there's always somebody out there that has it worse than me. And so I know I'm doing it. A GPS. There's always someone out there that has it worse than me, right? And so that's why I always kind of just count my blessings, because I'm like, it's somebody out there that got it worse than me. And I'm at the end of the day, I'm just grateful that I don't look like what I've been through, and that I don't look like what I'm going through. Do you know what I mean? Because some people that go through like high stress situations and that go through a lot of mental, verbal, emotional abuse, and sometimes even physical abuse. And what I mean by physical abuse, it could be people beating them up, physically with their hands, or being in a like domestic violence situation, or it could be people doing things that affect your body, like trying to poison you, right? Trying to poison your food, or try to poison your drink, or trying to do something to harm your body, right? So that's what I mean about physical abuse. But there's always someone out there that has it worse than you. I mean, just look at the wars going on right now. You know what I mean? Where so many people are displaced. So many people have lost family members. So like there are bombs dropping on people right now. Do you understand? And you can't tell me for 1 minute that their life is better than yours right now. You know why? Because you're sitting here watching me on YouTube. And they don't even have time to sit and watch nothing on TV. First of all, they ain't got no goddamn TV. Second of all, they're getting bombs dropped on them. Right? So, and what about the people that got hit by Hurricane Helene and all these other hurricanes that's coming through, completely obliterating homes and commercial properties and towns, whole towns are gone, y'all, completely wiped out. And if you look at my community tab on my community board on this page, like I posted a lot of videos with the after effects of what those hurricanes did. So, there are people who are stranded, who have no food, who don't know how to put their life back together after everything was completely obliterated. So, like I said, there's always someone that has it worse than you. And that's how I view things. So it allows me to ground myself, and it allows me to stay humble. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, People forget. People forget, you know, where they could be, you know? And sometimes I think people forget because sometimes people can live like in a bubble, you know? And in which, I mean, it could be a wealth bubble where they feel untouchable. It could be a power bubble where they feel like they have so much power and control, nobody can touch them, you know? They're so big and great that there's no way they can fall, right? So that's what I mean by wake up call. And sometimes I think people forget, you know, that just like you're on top of the mountain, you can be quickly at the bottom of the mountain in 9 seconds. And Hurricane Helene is a perfect example of that, of people having their whole lives together, and in nanoseconds, everything they've known is underwater because a new ocean was created on top of their town. You know what I'm saying? So I think people forget. But the good thing about forgetting is that eventually something will happen that will humble you, right? It will humble you, and hopefully it'll give you new eyes, awaken you to maybe some shit that you did wrong. You know what I mean? And in my case, I would say, because some people would be like, well, Shanda, what did you do wrong? You have all these obstacles, right? Which, by the way, could be worse, right? But you have these obstacles and these issues. What did you do wrong, right? So in some instances, what I did wrong was trusting the wrong people. In other instances, what I did wrong was not erecting stronger boundaries against people. Let's see. I don't feel that fighting for justice is ever wrong, especially if you know you're innocent, right? So I definitely don't feel that fighting for justice is wrong. But at the end of the day, you also know what can follow you when you do fight for justice, right? We've watched a lot of civil rights leaders in America, on this American land, fight for justice, and they were met with hatred, violence, retaliation, all kind of shit, right? Death, all kind of shit, right? And those tactics were used as a means of shutting them up, right? Those tactics were used as a way of putting fear into their heart. Because when an abuser wants you to shut the fuck up, or when an abuser wants to gain control over you, what they'll always seek to do is put fear in your heart. What they will always seek to do is retaliate against you harder. What they will always seek to do is to continue to try to break you until you give in, until you're like, I can't take it anymore. Okay, enough. You know what I mean? But they want to see you crumble. You know? And if you're too strong, they don't like that shit. Especially if they're in a better situation than you, let's say finances wise, or job wise, or, you know, social status wise, gender wise, race wise. Let's keep it real, right? So when people, it's a hill, y'all. I'm getting my workout in today. So should take my coat off. So in a nutshell, I say that because there are those that feel that, whew, and this hill just keep getting higher, y'all. That feel that they can crush you and diminish you because of who they are or because of some status they may hold, right? And I understand that sometimes it may piss them off if you talk about it, right? Especially publicly, right? Because no abuser likes to be ashamed. No abuser likes to be talked about or told that they're doing something wrong, or you know what I mean. Most abusers don't want to be put on blast, is what I'm saying. And a lot of times victims won't say anything because that abuser has instilled so much fear in their hearts that the victims do exactly what the abuser wanted them to do. Shut the fuck up, right? But I found that when you are quiet, when someone or people are abusing you, that it only hurts you in the long run because you harbor this intense toxicity inside your body, and it stirs up like a really hot volcano, right? Like hot lava in a volcano. And all it takes is one person, or the right person, to say something or do something that triggers that volcanic eruption inside of you, right? So I always feel that it's best to get out whatever it is that's bothering you. It's always best to have an outlet. I encourage artistic expression for sure. This can be considered as a form of artistic expression. Y'all, I had no idea what I was embarking on, okay? But, I feel like taking my coat off. Hold on, y'all. Oh my God, that's so much better. I can feel the air better through my sweater. That coat was hot. Anyway, so, sweating my edges out and everything. They're getting curly. But, how are y'all doing today? Are y'all walking around angry and enraged? Are y'all walking around angry and spewing hatred on people? Are y'all walking around miserable today? How is y'all day going? And did you vote? Whew. Lord of mercy. Lord of mercy. Oh. Whew. It is so peaceful. And it's so nice out today. Like, it's not too hot. It's not cold. Not yet. Ooh, is anybody going to like an election party? This is a big freaking election. So I know it's all kind of election parties going on at bars and maybe some restaurants. I know for sure at people's houses. It's almost like watching a Super Bowl or some shit, right? I'm coming to your house. I'll bring the wings. You bring the beer. We don't know when the last vote gonna get in. When they gonna say when the last vote was, but we gonna stay up and watch it like it's a boxing match. I'm trying to tell you, or like it's football or baseball. Hey, y'all know the Dodgers won the World Series? I called it. Somebody was like, "Oh, the World Series is going on." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Who playing?" They said the Dodgers and somebody else. I forget. And I was like, "Oh." They said, "Who do you think gonna win?" I said, "The Dodgers." And they won. Because I said, "Go 30, number 34 on the Dodgers." I think number 34 on the Dodgers is cute. Well, maybe that's why I said the Dodgers was going to win. I don't know. But I sure said they was going to win. But they did. But anyway. Ew, my heel has lightened up on my legs, child. You know what I noticed, y'all? When you drive, you miss a lot. You miss a lot. And when you walk, you see so much more. Because it's like you get to take in, it's almost like being present, right? Walking is being present to me anyway. And when you're driving, yeah, you're present because you're driving a car, you gotta be, right? But you're not present to everything that's surrounding you because you're going by it so fast. So I always appreciate walking. Well, I love to walk anyway. I love to exercise. Well, that may be pushing it. I love to walk. But I love to walk because I love to see all of like the beautiful plant life and flowers and stuff. Because I love stuff like that. I used to have my own garden and I used to enjoy taking trips to the nurseries and getting my plants and everything and, you know, picking out my favorite 2 or 3 or 4 for the day, coming home and making a new home for it in the ground and all that good stuff. It always brought me a lot of joy. Like I could literally spend hours in the nursery, y'all. There's a nursery out here, a big nursery, all over Southern California that begins with my last name. I said, who owe me some money? Who owe me some money? Because why my last name everywhere? My last name everywhere on all these nurseries across the damn region. Who owe me some money? I see my name on street signs. Armstrong Avenue. I'm like, oh yeah? Why am I everywhere? Who owe me some money? Okay? Well, actually, I know there's a lot of motherfuckers that owe me some money. Okay? There's a lot of motherfuckers that owe me money. You know. That I know for sure. Will I ever get it from them? Who knows? You know, people rip you off right in front of your face, child. And see everything you going through. See everything you going through, okay? Everything you going through. And they still were like, yeah, I'm still going to take it. I'm still going to take your money. I'm still going to try to take whatever it is that you own or whatever it is that was left to you or anything. Your content, whatever it is. I'm going to take it, right? So, I guess that's the heart of some people. You know what I mean? To literally, I don't know, maybe it brings them joy to watch you, like, yeah, that's not even a question. I know that it brings some people joy to see, like, if you're going through turmoil and, you know, bad things or whatever. Well, that's an abuser. I mean, only an abuser would like to see some shit like that, right? Like, that's like pure entertainment to, I feel, an abuser. I'm not an abuser, so I would never want to see somebody suffer. Even if the person did me wrong, right? Even if the person did me wrong. If somebody said, oh, this person fell down and broke their neck and they in a hospital, child, and that was a person that did me wrong, I wouldn't be like, oh, great. Oh, good for them. because they fucked me over. I wouldn't be like that. I'd be like, oh, damn. Word? I don't know if that, I don't know. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't like be ecstatic over hearing some information like that. For what? What is being happy over somebody else's pain going to do for my life? And that's just facts. Is it going to make my life any better? Is it going to pay my rent? Is it going to put food on my table? Is it going to take care of my kids? You know what I mean? What is it going to do for my life? Okay. You know? But anyway, so like I said, I think only an abuser would like to hear stuff like that. But anyway. Ooh, lavender. When I used to go for my runs, when I lived in Nevada, Las Vegas, I always came upon like a bunch of lavender, and I would always pick like a handful. Then I would take it home and like use it as potpourri or try to make some kind of oil or something out of it. But I got it for my kids too, because lavender is like an energy boost, and if you smell it, it like gives you energy. It makes you alert, almost like eucalyptus. So eucalyptus and lavender is an energy booster, and if you're feeling depleted and you pick it and you kind of crush it a little bit and you smell it, you know, get this fragrance from the oil, you get a boost, and it smells really good. So fun fact about lavender. Anyway, yeah. Oh, this is a journey, y'all. GPS ain't telling me I gotta turn nowhere. It just said keep going straight, child. But I guess I'm gonna run into this. Wow, this is really I know one thing. Oh well. It's a journey. You got to go through what you go through, right? I honestly didn't think it was going to be this long. But when I saw it, it said under 3 miles. And 3 miles to me is nothing. Like, anytime I went exercising, I would always do way more than 3 miles. I would probably do maybe 8 or 9 miles. After, you know, when I got back home, I had completed about 8 or 9 miles of walking, running. So under 3 miles is nothing to me. That hill was a bitch though, but that's okay. That'll be good for the glutes. That'll be good for the glutes. There are some people that do not like to walk, child. And so I learned my lesson a long time ago. Don't ask certain melanated people to go for a walk with you. I learned that lesson a long time ago because I asked some melanated folks to come walking with me one time, child. It was 3 of them. And I said, oh, come with me on my, because they're like, where you going, Shanda? I said, I'm going on my daily walk, my daily exercise routine. And they said, oh, we want to go with you. I said, you do? I said, you feel like walking? And they said, wait, how long is it? And I was like, no, it's not bad at all. Because they said they wanted to go to the store. I said, well, we can go afterwards. And I said, it's not bad at all. But see, me not thinking that not bad at all to me was something completely different to them, right? But I wasn't thinking like that, because I'm thinking when you're walking in nature, for me anyway, you get so lost in all of the beautiful scenery around you that like the time goes by so fast. And a lot of times I'm in my head too, right? So I'm either thinking about a goal or, you know, or planning something or reflecting on something or taking pictures of the plant life. I'm always doing something on my walks, okay? And in this particular time, I happen to be just talking to y'all. But I'm always doing something on my walks. So the time goes by fast. And so before you know it, just the miles are up. So I'm thinking, oh, you know, the 4 of us can have a good conversation, take in the wildlife, the the pretty stream, you know what I mean? The plant life, child. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. They did not see it that way. All I know is that not even halfway through the walk, not even halfway through, they said, "You lied. This walk is long. This is where you taking us? Where?" And they started cussing me out. "I ain't never going walking with you again because you said." I was like, "Well, damn." I said, "Y'all making this walk very unpleasant right now." And I said, "What you gonna do? Turn around and walk back the other way?" I said, "That's still gonna be long because you done came this far. So you might as well just finish the shit." Child, they were angry the entire way through the walk. Angry, frowned up faces, talking shit under their breath. Child. Kind of like some of them people I encountered on my walk today. Angry, frowning up their face, rolling their eyes. I'm like, God damn. You know what I mean? And they didn't. They never went walking with me ever again. Because they're car people, you know. They feel like they have to go everywhere in a car. They can't take too many steps. If they do, they got to get in the car. You know what I mean? It's just too much. It's too much for them, okay? What about when back in the day when there were a scarcity of cars? What about when back in the day when it was too expensive to get a car? What was you gonna do then? What was you gonna do then? I always say modern day folks today is so spoiled. We really are. We are so spoiled because we're so used to things being so easy, right? And you would think that because modern life is a lot easier in regards to, you know, technology and cars and, you know, grocery stores and shit, you know, being that a lot of things are just so convenient for us, you would think people would just appreciate the little shit and appreciate that shit is convenient. You know, because back in the day, it was not like that. You wanted to wash clothes, baby, you had to boil some hot water over in a damn fireplace, and you had to take that big bucket somewhere and scrub your clothes with your hands in that hot-ass water against the damn metal tin. If you wanted to eat, you had to go down somewhere, as my grandma would say, you have to go over yonder. My grandma's so country, I love her. You got to go down yonder, over yonder, and, you know, go get the chicken. My grandma always told me stories. She said she would go get the chicken, and then when she took the chicken out the coop, she would crack the neck. I was like, "Ooh, Grandma." She said, "Well, we had to kill it." I said, "Ooh." She said, "We would crack that neck, and once you felt that pop, you knew you did the job." She said, "And we plucked the feathers off and clean it up real good." Oh yes, baby, my grandma, Willie Mae Linton. Okay, that was her life growing up as a little girl, picking tobacco, right, on a white man's plantation, getting paid 75 cents a day for like 12 hours. You know what I mean? Playing on the Indian reservations with cousins and family. Yeah. My grandma told me about that farm life. Told you she's from South Carolina. As my mom would say, South Kakalaki. As my mom and my cousin Vet would say, South Kakalaki. But yeah. So imagine living like that back in the day. I honestly wouldn't even mind it right now because I'm all for land. I'm all for farm life. I'm all for growing my food, my produce. As a matter of fact, I would prefer to grow it anyway because y'all, they messing with the food. I mean, they've been messing with the food, okay? But it's like really, like it's bad. It's bad, you know what I mean? And so when you buying bread that don't ever mold, you know what I mean? And you're buying products, different food products that, you know, is not even food. Like there are people who have bought like chicken in a bag or whiting in a bag and they pulled it apart and it was like diaper material. It was diaper material. y'all. And I'm like, oh, let me cross the street. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Can I cross here? There's no button. Oh, here we go. And so I'm like, diaper material, and they showed it on camera. The whiting was diaper material. Like, how crazy is that? So it's like you can't even trust the food nowadays. So hell yeah, I want to farm. I absolutely do. I'm watching this young couple right now, this young married melanated couple, and they got their farm, Promise View Acres, and they got a lot of acres, y'all, okay? And they got a big, nice house on them acres, and they go out. They just recently harvested all of their food because, as you know, winter is approaching. So they have to harvest all their stuff, and they're probably going to do like a canning process or whatever. And they have to get the grounds prepared for sowing again for the next harvest, right? So, yeah, I wouldn't mind at all. I mean, I grew like herbs and spices, but I never got a chance to really grow my veggies and my fruits and everything the way I've wanted to do. I had the seeds. They were stolen when my RV was stolen. I had $200 worth of seeds in that bitch. And I ain't lying. I spent $200 on seeds, all kind of fruits, vegetables, herbs, spices, all kind of produce, y'all. You name it. I bought it, the seeds. And because I was making, I'm always planning ahead. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I was preparing is what I was doing.
Turn
And
right.
so, now I got to buy seeds all over again. Great. Unless my RV miraculously appears. Somebody has a heart and give me my shit back. But anyway, I'm approaching right now for voting. So I am going to get in line. Okay. The journey. Hopefully the journey was worth it. You know what? I'll come back on live and let y'all know how everything went. Okay. All right. Talk to y'all soon. Is it?